Okay, guys, just a preview for the Hobart meeting on Sunday. I have to say, it's not a meeting I'm overly keen on, with small fields, which can relate to funnily run races. Also, a lot of question marks over. You've got last season's 2-year-olds resuming, and whilst they look like a good crop, you just never know until they measure up. So, might be a little bit tricky, but picked a couple out. The first tricky race, our Shanachie won a pretty similar race last time. Northern Soul was pretty good behind it. King Manu was very good when it resumed, and Cool Cash just might bowl along in front and get it soft time. So, yeah, tricky race. Like, wouldn't want to be jumping into the favourite at the price, but it's the one you do keep coming back to. The second, pretty similar case here. Underplay one on that bottomless track in Launceston. It goes from 1600 to 2100. Did look like the distance ran the 1600 without a problem, but it's still an extra 500 metres. So it's going to have into the night racing handy. Cheryl's horse races handy. Bi-directional stay all day. Yeah, tricky little race, that one, so might give that one a miss as well. Third, you've got Kandahar resuming. GG's Music Maker's been consistent in these type of races. I'm a Lucky Girl was okay at the trials the other day, and Miss Smith ran very well in a similar races recently from Barrier 1. You think she'd probably be leading. Stable going well, so one you keep coming back to, but Barrier 1 might be a bit of an issue as well. So yeah, so similar to the first couple, not one I'm overly keen on. The fourth, Going Purple and I'm the Dude went round in the same race the other day. To be fair, I probably thought I'm the Dude was a little bit better, if anything, but Going Purple was out wide, so Jaws Barrier 1 this time. So Just Susie, super first up in Tassie, and then little disappointing last time. The one I've actually settled on here is Lovely Lady, who we pointed out in the trials replay the other day. She hit the line very well. Might just go and have a look at that. So Hobart Thoroughbred Trials, I think it was about trial 6, I think. It was 6 or 7. Obviously computer's not going overly quickly here at the moment. No, that's not it. Yep, now this is a trial here. That's it's sort of in the checky colours out the back. So it's just like the last 200 metres of a trial, just see runs through the line. Like, it's not a big flashing light trial, but here's GG's Queenie in front. She's in later in the day. If you just see her sort of, like she's strong through the line, as you can see, taking a bit of pulling up. First up in the state, she was very good, and probably doesn't want the track to get any worse. We're at a soft 5 at the moment, but I think she'll, 34.26 home. She's, definitely gone well enough to suggest that it's going to be competitive. So let's have a look at the prices. Yeah, so we've got 323.60. Yeah, they probably almost went as good as each other the other day, the top two. Just Susie, 290. Couldn't back that in a fit. Yeah, $5. I think it's worth throw up the stumps at that. She'll get back a little bit, but I think she's probably the horse with the best turn of foot in the race. So I'm happy to have something on, even though 1100 might be a shade too short. So next race, we'll just go back to the form guides. So Hobart 5. Still sort of find them in navigational way around the site, but must admit it's a million times easier. This is one of those races I was referring to earlier where you've got last season's two-year-old form, GG Lynette. It's a very good sprinting filly. Trial was super soft the other day. But as I said, it's one of those things that you think they'll measure up, but until they do, you know, after the race you want, oh, that 2-year-old form's no good, or that 2-year-old form was really good. So if we have a look, I think, yeah, so $3.50, you know, deserves the price. Casella's actually been super in both runs since the spill. And Love Magic is just super honest. Draws to race on the speed and be strong late, so probably more of interest. I do have Lynette on top, but probably more of interest to me is how the 2-year-old form stacks up. The 6th, very good race, obviously. If you look at the prices, you got GG's Jet to $63, Red Prince and $6 Double J. All three very good quality horses, and there's not enough, no value in any of the prices to warrant betting. Just first up from the trials of the day, I probably would have GG's Jet narrowly on top, which is exactly how the market's got it, but there's no way I'm taking that price. So might just watch that with a view to future reference. The 7th, another one of these where we've got GG's Queenie, who we just saw in that Lovely Lady trial, just bolted in. Actually, I could probably it's probably if Lynette runs well, I'd probably back Queenie, but I'll wait to see how that form holds up. First of all, of the rest, like Katie Cat's the interesting one, and like you can make a case for half a dozen of them. So yeah, so just keep coming back to GG's Queenie, but as I mentioned, it's the same old from what I've been saying about until we actually see them. It's very hard to line up the form. Then the last is the best bet in the form of Catalyst Fire, $2.15. I think it's fair enough, the price. Outside gate, not a real issue. It might even be an advantage, but it's got the early speed to overcome it. We might just have a bit of a look. I was on back there at $7.50 the other day and still crying. So if I have a look at the speed map first of all, what have they got them at? Yeah, I think like Millmount I had probably leading, Kelly's Diva probably going forward, and there's not too much other early speed, so you imagine she'll just push forward from from the outside gate, and see if you can slot in behind those two. If not, just sit 3 wide outside them. So no real issue at all for me. Might just have a look at that last run. Actually, probably the best way to do it is just have a look at the actual head on. Probably explains it better. Last meeting in Hobart. I think it was race 7. Yep, that's her there, outside the leader. But we'll watch the head on. Yeah, so as I said, so just having a couple of computer issues here, not exactly flying, but here we go. You see she actually jumps in front when they do jump. So there she is there. So obviously she's this over 1200. So if we just watch her in the straight, she virtually just gets on one rein and wants to run out and is untested for the entire length of the straight and only gets beaten 3/4 of a length. Gets a senior rider on in Craig Newitt this time, who's good at standing over them if they want to do things like this. But if we just watch her here, like, you can see he's actually be unable to be extended the entire length of the straight. Only got beaten 3/4 of the length, as I said. And if you just watch after the race, like, once she gets clear of the other one, like, and they try to pull it up, sort of running away from them. But no doubt that she would have won with clear room. If we go back to a form last time in work, like, she's super tough and just keeps coming, like this start here against Hot Dipped. She was 3 deep the trip. This is over 1600. So there she is. So the three wide outside there. And you just got the white cap. And Hot Dip sort of circles them. This is just sort of shown from last time, if you can get stuck into her, she really keeps coming and coming. So, like, Hot Dip's beaten her for high speed, but if you just look at the way she just keeps attacking the lines. Now, she's a horse who actually needs riding to keep coming, and last time, you know, she obviously wasn't able to be tested 1 inch in the straight, so they must have known I was on it. $7.50. Yeah, so yeah, no, very happy to be on her, and I think the price is, I've got no issue with $2.50. I actually think it's quite fair. The other one, Kisamur, I actually backed last time as well. I just kept hitting the wrong button, sorry. It's this button here. If we just, there's half an argument should have actually won in Launceston last time. I was actually on it, $26. So he's a bit of an old favourite of mine. He's one of the old story though with these horses. When they get back, they'll break your heart. In that they're forever running on and just need too much to go right to win. Draws barrier 1, so you can see it actually gets chopped out early. Just there. You know, so it's lost a couple of lengths in the run. And here it is here. If you just watch, there's no luck from about the 500 to the 300 getting a run. So everything else is under the whip, and it's the only horse travelling. Finally gets stuck into him and savages the line. Here's Cosmic Angel out here, who's in the same race this week, but I don't think there's much doubt Kisamur went better. Yes, I think he's the only danger. So if I ever look at the betting, you know, like Kisamur, $6, $2.15, being hard. I just can't see it. You know, I expect it to run well. Just can't. Just think Catalyst Fire's probably got a bit of a class edge on the rest of them. Expect pretty good things from her this time in, actually. So happy to make her the best bet on the card. That's race 8, number 2, and the one at value, just to repeat, was race 4, number 6, a Lovely Lady. So as I said, guys, this wasn't a meeting I was overly keen on. Small fields early make it tough, and that 2-year-old form. But as I mentioned, just if you're just betting throughout the day, if GG's Lynette runs well or wins, I'd probably be happy to take the price about the other GG. I think it's Queenie here. Yeah, so race 7, number 12, GG's Queenie, also drawn wide, so if there's any sort of outside bias as well. have no problems being on there. So, yep, so they're the couple. Wait till the last Catalyst Fire, and something smaller on Lovely Lady in race 4. But anyway, guys, we'll wrap it up there, and we'll be back with you for a quick preview of Lonnie on Wednesday night. But until then, cheers.